Today, we explore how this date completely reshaped our world across five powerful dimensions: culture, education, finance, politics, and technology. This day proves that history never rests. Let's dive into the fascinating interconnected events of this date that continue to influence how we live, think, and innovate today. So, without much further ado, let's go.
Right now, somewhere in the world, a soldier is being awarded a Purple Heart that was actually manufactured in 1945.
Yeah, for an invasion of Japan that, never even happened.
Right. The military produced over 1.5 million of them just in anticipation of mass casualties.
And we're literally still drawing from that exact same surplus today. It's wild.
It really is.
Yeah.
So welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're tracing a single date, August 7th, to uncover this bizarre chain of historical events that all share the exact same day on the calendar. So glad you're joining us for this.
It is a crazy ride. I mean, we're looking at a day that connects the birth of military honor with, domestic labor riots, false radar signals starting a war.
Oh, and our first real push into the cosmos.
Exactly, and a pretty spectacular financial collapse, too.
Let's start with that Purple Heart, though. On August 7th, 1782, George Washington created his predecessor, the Badge of Military Merit.
Right, because before this, medals were mostly just reserved for high-ranking officers.
Yeah, Washington was essentially democratizing heroism, giving a piece of purple cloth to everyday soldiers just for exceptional bravery.
Which established this really profound legacy of a nation honoring its citizens' sacrifices. But, what's kind of jarring is how that exact same military power was wielded just 138 years later.
Yeah, that's a sharp pivot.
Definitely. On August 7, 1920, the Army wasn't pinning medals on citizens. They were actually occupying Denver, Colorado to basically crush a streetcar strike.
Right, because post-World War I, inflation had severely driven up the cost of living for everyone.
Yeah, and when local transit workers faced these really sudden wage cuts, they just went on strike.
Strikebreakers were brought in, violence exploded, and, people died. The Army physically taking control of the city is what ended the strike on August 7th.
It's just a stark contrast. The institution designed to protect the nation is suddenly being deployed to enforce domestic order during, economic chaos.
Yeah. And the stakes of deploying that military might, they only get higher when we jump to August 7th, 1964. Congress passes the Tonkin Gulf Resolution, drastically escalating the Vietnam War.
But the really chilling part here is that the reported second attack on the USS Maddox, the specific one that justified this massive escalation, well, it didn't actually happen.
Okay, this is where the mechanics of the fog of war are just terrifying to me. The false reports were blamed on freak weather effects on radar and overeager sonarmen. How does weather create a phantom attack?
Well, it basically comes down to atmospheric conditions, like
Yeah.
temperature inversions over the ocean.
Okay.
They can actually bend radar waves back down to the surface.
Wait, really? That's a thing?
Yeah, it creates these ghost returns on the screen, and to a stressed-out crew, they look incredibly real.
Wow. So in this high-tension environment, the government just took those misinterpreted signals and translated them into sweeping military authority.
Yeah.
And just to be completely clear for you listening, we're not taking any political sides here regarding the Tonkin Gulf Resolution or the labor strikes.
Right, we are just impartially reporting the history from the texts we have.
Exactly. But it is staggering to think about global history shifting because of a radar glitch.
It is, but those same intense Cold War anxieties that caused that Tonkin panic, they were simultaneously fueling our push into space.
Well, that's right, because on August 7, 1959, we launched the Explorer 6 satellite.
Yeah, powered by an array of 9,600 solar cells. It was a massive leap in deliberate engineered signaling.
And then exactly 17 years after that, on August 7th, 1976, the Viking 2 spacecraft achieved orbital insertion at Mars.
The contrast is just incredible. On Earth, a misread radar screen drags us into war.
Yeah.
But in space, we are calculating orbital mechanics so precisely that we can launch a probe and catch a moving planet hundreds of millions of miles away.
Just to search the Martian soil for life. It really shows our capacity to master incredibly complex systems. Yet our final August 7th event proves how quickly those same complex systems can just eat themselves alive.
Ah, right. August 2007, the quantitative hedge fund crisis.
Yeah, the quants. They use advanced mathematics and algorithms to trade, right?
Exactly. And by 2007, this specific strategy called market-neutral equity was just everywhere.
Instead of betting on whether the whole stock market would go up or down, these algorithms bet on tiny mathematical relationships between specific stocks.
But to make any real money on those microscopic differences, you have to use tremendous leverage. You're borrowing a ton of cash to amplify those tiny wins.
And that's where the trap was set, I'm guessing?
You got it.
Yeah.
These brilliant quants were all using slightly different versions of the exact same logic.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so when the credit markets wobbled that summer, a few funds had to sell off assets to cover their debts.
Which artificially changes the prices of the stocks, which then triggers the algorithms of the other funds to automatically start selling to protect themselves.
Exactly. It just becomes this mechanical death spiral. By August 7th, the losses snowballed into a total rout.
That's crazy.
The system didn't fail because the math was wrong. It failed because the algorithms were too identical. They all reacted to the exact same data by panicking at the exact same time.
It is such a humbling reminder.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at August 7th, and it holds this massive interconnected web of human triumph, fatal errors, and just incredible complexity.
The history really does speak for itself here.
It does. So I want to leave you with a thought to mull over as you go about your day. If one random date contains all these invisible, earth-shattering turning points, what silent, world-changing shifts might be happening on today's date that we won't fully understand for decades?
Hi viewers, family and friends. How did you like the content of this video? Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Please write in the comments your name and the place you are watching from. Since our viewing family is spread all over the world, it will be nice to know which city and the country you are watching from, so I can say hello to you. Science and technology. Reading and listening to the historical accomplishments on this date of those who have gone before us, I, as a professional engineer with interest in structural engineering, energy-efficient buildings, ICF construction, and as Google Docs expert with interest in spreadsheet-based solutions, draw inspiration to ask of myself the million-dollar question. What would I accomplish today? Think about the Japanese practice of Kaizen. Let me know in the comments, what would you accomplish today? Your subscribing to the channel inspires me to post more such videos. Thanks for your patronage. See you in the next video. Sincerely, Yogi Anand.